In the English countryside, a grand estate was about to become the hub of a top-secret operation that would change the course of history. Bletchley Park, with its beautiful gardens and lake, seemed like an unlikely place for a code-breaking center, but it was here that the British government would gather some of the brightest minds in the country to crack the Enigma code. The year was 1939, and the world was on the brink of war. As the threat of Nazi Germany loomed, the British government knew that deciphering the enemy's codes was crucial to gaining an upper hand. Little did they know, a group of talented women would play a vital role in this endeavor. The Enigma machine, a complex electromechanical device, was the key to the German military's secure communication. With its series of rotors, wiring, and substitution tables, it seemed impossible to crack. The Germans believed that the Enigma code was unbreakable, and they used it to send vital information about troop movements, plans, and strategies. But the British were determined to find a way in. They assembled a team of codebreakers, including mathematicians, linguists, and cryptanalysts, to work on the problem. Among them were talented women like Mavis Lever and Margaret Rock, who would prove to be instrumental in the code-breaking process. The code-breaking team at Bletchley Park was a diverse group of individuals, each with their unique skills and expertise. There was Alan Turing, the brilliant mathematician who would later become a pioneer in computer science, Dilwyn Knox, a seasoned cryptanalyst with years of experience, and Hugh Alexander, a chess champion and codebreaker. But what's often overlooked is the significant contribution of women to the team. They worked tirelessly, poring over codes, looking for patterns, and testing hypotheses. Women like Mavis Lever, who was just 19 when she joined the team, brought a fresh perspective and a keen eye for detail to the codebreaking process. To help with the codebreaking process, the team at Bletchley Park developed a machine called the bomb. The bomb was an electromechanical device that could process vast amounts of data quickly and efficiently. It was designed to simulate the Enigma machine, allowing the codebreakers to test different settings and possibilities. The bomb was a crucial tool in the codebreaking process, and it played a significant role in the team's success. Women like Mavis Lever and Margaret Rock worked closely with the bomb, using it to test their hypotheses and refine their codebreaking techniques. The codebreaking team at Bletchley Park worked tirelessly to crack the Enigma code. They used a combination of mathematical techniques, linguistic analysis, and cryptanalysis to decipher the messages. The team made significant progress, and by the summer of 1941, they had cracked the Enigma code. This was a major breakthrough, and it gave the British a vital advantage in the war. The codebreakers continued to work on the Enigma code, refining their techniques and improving their understanding of the German military's communication systems. The code-breaking work at Bletchley Park had a significant impact on the war effort. The intelligence gathered from the Enigma code helped the British to anticipate German military movements, prepare for attacks, and launch counterattacks. The code-breaking work also helped to save countless lives, as the British were able to evacuate troops and civilians from areas that were about to be attacked. The codebreakers' work was instrumental in the Allied victory, and it played a major role in shaping the course of the war. The women of Bletchley Park played a vital role in the codebreaking process. They worked tirelessly, often for long hours, to decipher the Enigma code. Women like Mavis Lever, Margaret Rock, and Joan Clark were instrumental in the code-breaking process, using their skills and expertise to help crack the code. They worked alongside the men, often in challenging conditions, to achieve their goal. The women of Bletchley Park were true pioneers, and their contributions to the war effort were invaluable. Life at Bletchley Park was not easy. The codebreakers worked long hours, often in cramped and uncomfortable conditions. They were under intense pressure to deliver results, and the stress of the work took its toll. Despite the challenges, the codebreakers found ways to relax and socialize. They formed close bonds, and many of them developed lasting friendships. The women of Bletchley Park also found ways to cope with the stress of the work, often by engaging in hobbies and activities outside of work. As the war progressed, the codebreakers at Bletchley Park developed a new machine to help with the codebreaking process. The Colossus machine was the world's first electronic computer, and it was designed to process vast amounts of data quickly and efficiently. The Colossus machine was a major breakthrough, and it played a significant role in the codebreaking process. Women like Mavis Lever and Margaret Rock worked closely with the Colossus machine, using it to test their hypotheses and refine their codebreaking techniques. The legacy of Bletchley Park is profound. The codebreaking work that took place there played a significant role in the Allied victory, and it helped to shape the course of the war. The women of Bletchley Park, in particular, left a lasting legacy. They paved the way for future generations of women in science and technology, and they inspired countless others to pursue careers in these fields. The codebreaking work at Bletchley Park also laid the foundations for modern computer science, and it played a major role in the development of the digital age. The work of the codebreakers at Bletchley Park was shrouded in secrecy. The British government classified all information about the codebreaking work, and the codebreakers were sworn to secrecy. The secrecy surrounding the codebreaking work was necessary to protect the Allied war effort, but it also meant that the codebreakers' contributions went unrecognized for many years. It wasn't until the 1970s, when the British government declassified the information, that the public began to learn about the incredible work of the codebreakers at Bletchley Park. Today, we can look back on the work of the codebreakers at Bletchley Park with a sense of awe and admiration. Their contributions to the war effort were invaluable, and their legacy continues to inspire us. As we uncover the truth about the codebreaking work at Bletchley Park, we are reminded of the power of human ingenuity and determination. The story of the women who cracked the Enigma code is a testament to the importance of perseverance and teamwork, and it serves as a reminder of the significant role that women have played in shaping the course of history. As we continue to explore the story of Bletchley Park, we will delve deeper into the lives of these remarkable women and the impact of their work on the war effort. In the spring of 1939, a young woman named Joan Clark arrived at Bletchley Park, England's secret headquarters for codebreaking. The sprawling Victorian mansion, originally built in the 18th century, had been hastily converted into a fortress of cryptography. Clark, fresh from Cambridge University with a degree in mathematics, was among the first wave of recruits to join the government code and cipher school. She would soon work alongside some of the brightest minds in Britain, including the legendary Alan Turing, to tackle what many believed was an impossible task: breaking the German Enigma machine's encrypted communications. The Enigma machine was a marvel of German engineering, a portable device that could scramble messages beyond recognition through its complex rotor system. Each time a key was pressed, the rotors would advance, changing the substitution cipher entirely. The Germans believed their encryption was absolutely secure, and rightly so, until now. At Bletchley Park, Clark and her colleagues faced the daunting challenge of reverse engineering not just the machine's mechanics, but the daily keys required to decrypt any given message. The stakes were enormous. If they failed, the Allies would remain blind to German military plans. The code-breaking room at Bletchley Park buzzed with intense concentration. Women like Joan Clark worked alongside men in a collaborative environment that was revolutionary for its time. The team developed systematic approaches to tackle the Enigma cipher, building upon earlier breakthroughs. Clark's mathematical expertise proved invaluable in analyzing the machine's patterns and weaknesses. She worked closely with Alan Turing, whose theoretical contributions would become fundamental to modern computing. Their partnership demonstrated that gender barriers in scientific work could be overcome through skill and determination. The breakthrough came through the development of the bomb machine, an electromechanical device designed to test countless rotor settings simultaneously. Led by Alan Turing's designs and built by engineers at the nearby company of Booth and Cross, the bomb represented a revolutionary approach to computational problem-solving. Joan Clark made critical contributions to the machine's design, ensuring its reliability and efficiency. Each bomb could process thousands of potential keys per day, dramatically accelerating the decryption process. The machine's success hinged on finding cryptograms, specific patterns in German messages that revealed the machine's settings. On a crucial day in February 1940, the bomb achieved its first major success. A message from the German High Command, intercepted the previous day, was successfully decrypted by a team that included Joan Clark. The intelligence gleaned from this single message provided vital information about German troop movements and strategic planning. This victory proved that the bomb could reliably break Enigma messages, transforming the code-breaking operation from experimental to operational. The decrypted information would soon prove instrumental in Allied military planning across multiple fronts. Joan Clark's expertise in statistical analysis became a cornerstone of the Bletchley Park operation. She applied mathematical principles to identify patterns in German message traffic, developing techniques that would later influence modern cryptography. Her work involved analyzing letter frequencies, message structures, and the telltale signs of German linguistic habits. This analytical approach allowed the team to make educated guesses about message content, dramatically reducing the time needed for decryption. Clark's methods demonstrated the power of mathematics in solving real-world problems under extreme pressure. The intelligence produced at Bletchley Park, often codenamed Ultra, fundamentally altered the trajectory of World War II. Allied commanders received decrypted German communications that provided unprecedented insight into enemy plans. This advantage proved decisive in several major operations, including the Battle of the Atlantic, where Allied forces could reroute convoys away from U-boat wolf packs. The knowledge gained from Enigma decryption allowed for more efficient resource allocation and strategic positioning. Historians estimate that ultra-intelligence shortened the war by several years, saving countless lives and preventing even greater devastation. For decades, the work at Bletchley Park remained shrouded in absolute secrecy. Even the participants themselves were bound by strict confidentiality agreements that prevented them from discussing their contributions publicly. Joan Clark, despite her pivotal role, never spoke extensively about her wartime work until years after the conflict ended. The secrecy was so complete that many families of codebreakers didn't even know what their loved ones had done during the war. It wasn't until the 1970s that the full scope of Bletchley Park's achievements was declassified, revealing one of history's greatest untold stories of scientific achievement. Following the war, Joan Clark returned to academic life, but her contributions to cryptography and computer science continued to resonate. She became a leading figure in the mathematical community, advocating for women in science and mathematics. Her work at Bletchley Park had unknowingly laid groundwork for the digital revolution, as the principles she helped develop became fundamental to modern computing. In the 1970s, as secrecy lifted, Clark began receiving recognition for her role in one of history's most important code-breaking efforts. Her story became an inspiration to countless women considering careers in STEM fields. The innovations pioneered at Bletchley Park, with Clark's contributions, directly influenced the development of modern computers. The bomb's use of stored procedures and the later Colossus machines established principles of programmable computation. Joan Clark's work in algorithm design and pattern recognition became foundational concepts in computer science. The transition from mechanical to electronic computation at Bletchley Park marked a pivotal moment in technological history. Without these wartime breakthroughs, the digital age might have taken decades longer to emerge, fundamentally altering the course of human civilization. Today, the Bletchley Park Museum stands as a testament to the extraordinary achievements of the codebreakers. Visitors can see original Enigma machines, bomb devices, and documents that reveal the ingenuity of those who risked everything for national security. The museum preserves not just artifacts, but the stories of individuals like Joan Clark, whose mathematical brilliance changed the world. Exhibits showcase how cryptography evolved from a niche academic pursuit to a critical component of modern warfare and digital communication. The legacy of Bletchley Park continues to inspire new generations of scientists, mathematicians, and cryptographers. Joan Clark's work at Bletchley Park represents just one chapter in the ongoing story of cryptography and codebreaking. The principles she helped establish continue to evolve in our digital age, protecting everything from online banking to national security communications. Modern cryptographers build upon the foundations laid by pioneers like Clark, adapting ancient techniques to new technological challenges. The intersection of mathematics, computer science, and strategic thinking that Clark mastered remains vital to our interconnected world. Her legacy reminds us that the most profound historical changes often occur in quiet rooms, through the dedication of brilliant minds working under extraordinary circumstances.